Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. Today I give you a brief synopsis, which I actually wrote and I'm actually quite comfortable with. Usually I'm not that good of a writer. I give you your starring cast, your director, runtime of the cut I am watching, along with a link for if you decide you can help support Matt's Movie Mania. Now, there is not a link for a trailer or a link to purchase this one yet. It is getting ready to do the festival circuit, I do believe. It is just a masterpiece in my opinion. Runs at 19 minutes long. It's directed by our good friend Guerrilla Metropolitana, who is a huge favorite of mine. I have reviewed two. This will be the second film I have reviewed for him. The first being Darius, which was one of my favorites of 2023. I thought it was just absolutely stunning with brilliant cinematography, stunning editing, great acting, and an overall fantastic story. But now we're going to roll on to a different film that he has done. This one runs at 19 minutes. It is known as Corporate Torment. It burns like hell. What an interesting title. What an interesting movie. It starts out right away with a viewer disclaimer, viewer warning, that if you suffer from seizures or anything of that nature, this should not be a movie for you, because there is a lot of flashy photography going on, a lot of things that would, I believe make somebody actually go into a seizure. It's quite interesting. It's very flashy, very flamboyant. I absolutely loved it from beginning to end. There is an interesting intro to the entire movie itself. It's pictures of Guerrilla doing his thing, taking different photographs of himself in various positions. It's actually quite cool. I liked that whole scenario. I thought it worked out rather well. And then it rolls into a monologue, or excuse me, a narration about what is happening, about how the old HR manager was recently let go because he was not hard enough on the weak employees. They wanted him to be more of a rule with an iron fist type. So they let him go. They bring in a young 30-something woman that I can't remember her name. I just remember she was played by Juicy X, is at least the actress's title that is listed on there. She is hired, and she is a very hardened individual. She is very I would say stern, and does not put up with any kind of grief whatsoever. She has called in Rudolph, and Rudolph is played by Guerrilla himself. He's got this really big wig going on, so it's hard to really recognize that it's him. It took the credits for me to realize, oh, that was Guerrilla playing that part himself. But Rudolph is a really sad character, in my opinion. I feel a lot of pain for him. He is a single father of a deformed baby son. Now, when I say deformed, it is almost like a combat shock or an eraser head type of baby. It is quite quite disturbing looking in its own right. But Rudolph is a loving father, and cannot lose his career or his job because he is struggling so much. They decide that there is nothing that they can do to help him, and they let him go. He comes back with some dialogue about how they will feel the wrath of things, and not really wrath, but they will feel the outcome of their choices, and how it can be very dreadful in ways. And the woman, she shrugs it off, and she returns some excrement essentially from her mouth hole to poor Rudolph, that she belittles him, basically I guess accuses him of staring at her breasts, which the entire film, her breasts are not exposed, but she is clearly not wearing a brassiere, and she has her top open very, very far to where you can almost see the entire breast. And also, might I add that the only like audio dialogue that you get is that narration at the very beginning. The rest of the film is done almost silent film style, where they do the talking, but you see the dialogue being written across the bottom of the screen. And it just really adds an extra punch to the overall story. Like I said, you can't go through this without feeling Rudolph's pain, and realizing that the higher ups will have their comeuppance. It's just a matter of when. And something very horrible happens to Juicy X, and I'm not going to give it away at all, because I want you guys to see this when it is available. I don't like to give away too many spoilers as far as how a film breaks down. But now I'm going to talk about the three things that I love my movies to be. First is audio. It is very fine. It works perfectly for when you have that audio narration at the very beginning. Now I'm going to tell you that there is a lot of high-pitched ringing and things that could possibly set you in a direction that you either want to go with on this roller coaster ride known as corporate torment, or if it's going to turn you completely off. Now, I can understand that some people would not get into this. This is very artsy, very underground, and I think it's very stunning. It's one of the best films I've reviewed of the year so far. I definitely would put it very high up there. But back to that audio. Like I said, it works fine for what it is. I'm going to give it an A in that aspect. Now on to dialogue. The dialogue from the narration at the beginning to the dialogue that is done silent film style. It is all very, very cohesive, and it really, really is powerful in its way. The way that it delivers all of its dialogue. So I'm going to give it an A+ on that end. And now the third thing is editing. The editing is very fine in this. I love the way Guerrilla edits his films together. I can't wait to see his next creation. I know the man is extremely talented, and I hope you guys check out this and Darius if you get the opportunity. I know Darius has been released here stateside through SRS Cinema if you want to get a hold of that, or otherwise you can import a sweet UK edition where it actually has a picture of a phallus on the front cover. So yeah, it's very cool. I love the editing in Guerrilla's films. So I'm going to give it an A+ there. Now, I can't talk about a Guerrilla film without mentioning one more thing, and that is the camera work. The camera work is very so stylish and almost feels like you're going into a different realm when you see this work that is being done. You have camera angles that are just different than what you've normally seen throughout the past. I think it feels almost inventive in places, especially that opening sequence where you have the four different frames of Guerrilla lined up, and he's taking the different pictures of himself, and it really shows a lot of cool what do you say, cinematography for it. I really appreciate that end of all of Guerrilla's films. It really adds a lot of extra staying power, not only in your brain, but on the screen as well. It really makes you think. Now, on to my final score of 1 through 5. I'm going to give this thing a 4.5 out of 5. It could have been that 5.0 material. I think if it was about 10 minutes, excuse me, about 10 minutes longer, I think we would have gotten a little more feeling for Rudolph. I wanted to know a little more backstory between him and his baby. I wanted to know why he is the single parent. That's one of the major things that I was mostly curious about, which is great to have extra thoughts about a film, because then you know it reached you on a deeper impact than say something like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers would. You know, I mean, it really kicks you in the balls, and it gives you exactly what it's like to have that corporate torment, pun intended. Alright guys, I love your faces. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to try to do something for one more for you for this week. I don't know if it'll be uploaded tomorrow or Saturday. That's up in the air. Either way, I love your faces. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, and all that fantastic stuff. And peace.